If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. Then you'll get all the notifications, and then the pesky algorithm will notify lots of other people about wonderful yoga. Okay, so today we're doing warrior 3 pose. Okay, so we are going to use the wall to put our foot up against. So you don't need a full massive wall like I've got, literally somewhere to be able to put your foot up and our hands up against. Okay, that's why I've got the camera angled this way. All right, so let's begin, everybody, our 15 minutes daily practice. So stand with your legs slightly wider than your hips. Take a breath in. Let's give our shoulders a couple of rotations here. And then turn your palms up. Stand still and open to your day, open to the practice, and maybe hearing things a little differently expressed. So take a deep breath in, a long breath out. Again, another inhale, completely fill your lungs. And on your exhale, completely empty the lungs. Take 2 more rounds on your own. And then gently bring your hands to your heart center, and we'll seal into our Virabhadrasana 3 class, warrior 3, with 1 Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Well done. Gently release your hands and open your eyes. Well done. You can stay with your feet this wide. Bring your hands to your hips. And then start to hinge at the hips. So remember not to round into the upper back. So not rounding from here, we're hinging from the hips. So start to come forward. Let the weight come into your toes. And I've got a few props here today, so you could use your hands on a bolster. If you can touch the floor, that's okay. Many of us can't though, so you can use bolsters or blocks or anything to bring the floor to you. And then exhale, keep hinging at this hip point as you bow further forward. We did this on the first week of this challenge, didn't we? Uttanasana. Inhale, extend your spine halfway. So try and think about getting a 90-degree angle between your legs and your torso. And then exhale and bow. Lovely. Heel toe your feet together, so about inner hip width apart. Let's do this again. So inhale, extend your spine, get the weight in the toes. Exhale and bow. We need quite a lot out of the hamstrings in this pose. All right, and then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Well done. Let's come down to all fours. Push all your props and stuff aside. And I'm going to just check the wall. I've checked that I could touch the wall with my foot, so I need to come a little bit further away. There you go. See how my foot's on the wall. Come back to cat-cow. And then just start to cat-cow your spine a couple of times. And then give yourself a cough. Just look towards your thumbnails, cough, and feel your tummy engage. Tuck your toes and lift your knees an inch off the mat. And this is how your tummy and your core, all around your waist and your back, wants to feel in Virabhadrasana 3. So see if you can maintain that even as you lower your knees to the floor. It's quite a strong core pose. Now, let's look at the legs. So extend your left leg back behind you and plant it on the wall. And then you can turn around and actually check your own toes. So this often happens. The toes turn and the hip opens up. So I want you to rotate this hip down, down, down. If there was a torch on your left hip, it would be shining right the way down on the mat. Push into the wall. From your heart, push out your hands. And again, have your face looking between your fingers there. It's a nice place for your neck to be. So as you push in, see if you can straighten that leg. And this is how straight your leg needs to be in Virabhadrasana 3. Bring it back to all fours. Let's do that core again. So tuck your toes, lift your knees. That's what you want to feel. And then bring your knees down. Stretch your right leg back. And you might think the toes and hip are down, and if you turn around and look, From your heart, push down the arms. They need to stay straight. You'll notice that maybe the hip has rotated. And this is relatively okay to do when you've got your foot on the wall. And harder to do when you haven't. Okay, bring the knee down. Check out where your knees are on the mat. And this is where you're going to bring your feet to. All right, because this is, we've already measured this. So exactly where your knees are. Stand up and place your feet now. And then again, if you were one of those people that couldn't quite reach the floor, you can do what I'm doing and have a bolster or a block here. If you can reach the floor, that's fine. Inhale, look up halfway, extend the spine. Cough into your tummy as if you were lifting you. Remember that, what we just done on the core? And then start to float the left leg back to the wall. You can tuck your chin a moment, have a look at that leg, make sure its toes are turning down, hip are turning down, and push into the wall and look up. Come on your fingertips or get higher on your prop. And there you go, you've got the beginnings of a warrior three shape in your legs and core. See if you can just float your fingertips off the mat. Don't worry about the shape of the arms just yet. And then come down. Let's switch legs. So bring the left leg down and the right leg onto the wall. Again, take a moment to tuck your chin and check in with that. Strong back leg. Give yourself another cough to pull into the core. And then some of you might try floating the hands off the mat as well. There you go. There's the beginning of your warrior three. And let's bring the hands down, the leg down, getting rid of any props. Let's have a little while in downward facing dog. Okay, now from here, float your left leg up and back behind you. And again, the hip should be turned down. Now the foot's not touching the wall. This is how it's going to feel in your warrior three. Turn the hip down, flare the toes. Not easy, is it? And then bring it down. Right leg lifts up and back. Turn the hip down, spread your toes. Super duper. And then bring the foot down. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And inhale, come on up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Fabulous. So we've kind of worked into the legs, how they should be aligned, and our core. Now we're going to look at the arms. So you have the option, full pose is arms overhead and interlinked, or you can separate them if your shoulders are a bit tweaky. Another way to do it is practice like this, aeroplane arms, and some of you might even want to come to prayer. If you're using prayer, careful not to round the shoulders, okay? We're going to look at the arms overhead. So with your feet on the same place, walk back, place your hands on the wall, fingertips up. This is also a prep for handstand. Now watch my bum. I'm not leaning forward like this. I'm hinging at the hips. That Uttanasana shape comes into here. And then start to bring your torso through your arms. So we'll use this first one as a bit of a shoulder opener. From your heart space, push down the arm bones and extend. And from your pelvis, push down the bones of the legs. Try and get them a bit straighter if they're not already straight. Okay, and then from here, give yourself a cough and start to lift the right leg up and back. There you go, you're in warrior three shape. Getting a little bit of help from the wall. Float the right leg down. Let's try the left side. Lift and extend the left leg. Can you keep the hip down? Lovely strong leg, engage core. Now push your arms into the wall. And then exhale. Bring that down and push your arms away. Okay, now I want you to grab anything. So it doesn't have to be a yoga strap. Look, I've got my cardigan here. So I'm going to get the arm of my cardi. All right. And we're going to get this to train the arm. So pull on your cardigan or towel or whatever you've got there. I'm going to kneel down so I can get closer to the camera. Pull on that and then bring it overhead. And as you pull, your muscles will tone. You might get a quiver, maybe even tick-tock it out a couple of times. And this is how your arms need to feel when they're overhead. I think we did this in the crescent pose day, didn't we? As well. You can go back and recap that one. Okay. So stay, pull, pull, pull. Can you feel your arms? Now bring that down. Get rid of it. And then try and get that sensation with your arms overhead. So as if you're pulling out. So you're, building strength in your arms. That's how they want to feel. Well done. Now, come up to standing. You're going to be a leg length away from your wall again. This time you're going to turn around. So we'll start this with hands on our hips. And we're going to put the leg on the wall, and then we're going to play with the arm variations now. You ready? So hinge at the hips and float your left leg back. Remember to keep the hip turned down, the toes turned down as you float it back and find the wall. And then turn. Reach your arms back behind you, option 1. Actually, what option 1's on your hips? The option 2, arms back behind you. Option 3, reach them forward. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down to the mat and let's switch legs. Okay, reach the right leg back. Lean on the wall. In fact, you know what? Option 1 is even down here with your fingers on the mat or on a bolster. Option 2, hands to your hips. Oh, isn't it hard work? Option 3. Option 4. Let's count it out for 3, 2, 1. Down you come. Let's take another downward dog because you deserve it. And then finally, let's do the full pose. Step to the middle of your mat. Hands to your hips. You ready? You can do this. Ready. Inhale, reach your arms up. We're just going to hold each side for 3 breaths. Make sure you're not going to kick the wall. You want to be away from the wall now. Okay. And then exhale, start to come down, come down, come down. Pretend the leg is on the wall. Pretend your arms are on the wall. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Are you still breathing? Inhale, reach up. Last side, best one. Reach it forward. Whoops, I fell over then. Let's start again. Down you come. Wobble, fall over, come out. It's yoga practice, isn't it? Not yoga perfect. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. I hope you can feel an elevation of your heart rate, a warmth flooding through your body. That's yoga. It's that waking up. And whatever version of that, whatever arms you use, legs you use, even if you fell flat on your bottom, you just did yoga. So take a deep breath in. A long exhale, a settling breath out. Really well done, guys. Come down to your knees. And we'll close in with one arm. Bring your hands to your heart center. Virabhadrasana 3, which represents Virabha striking the head off the king. And that's not a violent image. That is actually striking the head of overinflated ego. We all need some ego, but not too much. And this is what this story represents. You're striking the head off ego. That's why it's so strong. Take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste.